which is so hard to beat.
3rd and 3 at the 38. Lewerke with time. Lewerke, though, will.
Nice sack by Mike Dana here. Pass rush has 5 for Michigan. You're going to have Glasgow coming around the outside. Dana's going to attack the tackle here. You're going to have a little stunt between Dwum Ford coming to his left and Kemp going to his right, and then one-on-one block from Aiden Hutchinson here. So that's 5 on the pass rush. Initially, Michigan State does pretty well. This pocket is holding up okay. It's right here. This is the pain point where, and I'll back up here real quick. Mike Dana does a really good job engaging this tackle, and then he shucks him off and gets a free pass here to Lewerke, and that spells doom for Lewerke. Routes for Michigan State, you're going to have crossing route between this guy and this outer receiver here. This running back is kind of coming on the outside on this sort of wheel route. This guy's going up the seam, and then this guy's going on a little curl route in the middle of the field. Interesting thing that Michigan does here to beat the crossing route, you're going to have Daxton Hill who will stay and jump this crossing route. You will have one-on-one coverage here with Lavert Hill following this guy, but Ambry Thomas will be here to help on this crossing route as well. Cam McGrone will follow the running back out on this coverage here. And then you'll have a pain point here with Metellus. So watch Metellus initially on this play. Everyone else is covered pretty well. You got one-on-one coverage here on the curl route as well. But Metellus is late. He has to have this seam route, and he doesn't diagnose it until right now. This guy's already getting some space here. So if Lewerke did throw this right now, it's likely a touchdown. 24 also has some room to the outside. Luckily, Dana beat his guy convincingly and picked up the pressure for a sack before that happened.
First down and 10 at the 40-yard line for Michigan State. Lewerke nears.
Later in the first quarter here, nice play by Lavert Hill. It's going to be actually the same pass rush we saw before with Glasgow around the edge. You're going to have Mike Dana attacking inside. Little same stunt here between Dwumfor and Kemp, and then one-on-one with Hutchinson at the bottom of the line here on the right side. The pass rush this time doesn't get home. No sort of moves from, or actually this is Kwity Paye, not Dana, excuse me. And also you have the running back in on this blitz from Glasgow. So at the time of the throw, no pressure is getting there. As far as routes go, you're going to have a couple slant routes here. Actually, I didn't really look at those. 2 slants. And then this guy on the outside kind of falls. I don't know exactly what this route is. So you got slant. This guy just kind of falls. And then you're going to have kind of an outside release fade, like back shoulder fade route here. And that's the first read for Lewerke. Actually, his first read is looking out here before he turns here by default. So first read doesn't look open, and that's because Michigan is in bracket coverage. So you're going to have one-on-one coverage here with Ambry Thomas, one-on-one coverage here on this slant, and then you have these 2 defenders for Michigan bracketing. I think this is Cody White on his slant. So this is likely the first option here. It's not open, so this is the second read by default for Lewerke. He throws it. Lavert Hill is an All-American caliber kind of guy. Great positioning, good technique, and picks up the pass breakup.
And at the 40, Elijah Collins, the pistol back. They'll give it to him, and he's ambushed before.
Aiden Hutchinson absolutely blows up a pin and pull attempt out of Michigan State. Let's look at their blocking assignments here. You're going to have a double on the front side here between the left guard and left tackle, one-on-one with the center and Kwity Paye. You're going to bring the backside guard on a kick-out block here, and then you'll bring the backside tackle on a pull first way through here. Then you got motion here to try to get the linebackers flowing the wrong way, aka McGrone, get him out of here. That's the whole purpose of this. And then you're going to give to the running back here. This is the hole that will be the target here. And then backside, this guy is just filling the gap left from these 2 pullers. So that's the play design. Unfortunately, there's an Aiden Hutchinson who gets a really good jump off of the snap here. And he completely beats this play with his athleticism. So he must be keen off of this guy and realizing this is coming and he needs to get there fast. Instead of taking on these blockers, which honestly this would have been a decent play if he just takes on these guys. That gives enough time for someone like Josh Uche to come backside, someone here Cam McGrone. Instead, he just cuts way up and meets the running back right after he hands the ball off and gets solid contact to hold him up before the line of scrimmage. And that's a good thing because this is actually a well-blocked play, especially given that you have Carlo Kemp really slanting hard inside. That's a big gap left open from here, and Cam McGrone has a lot of space to fill that these two linemen are having. So Aiden Hutchinson actually getting there does a really good job of allowing other defenders to actually flow to this play and keep it to less than a yard pickup. So really good job from Aiden Hutchinson overall of showing his athleticism and picking up a big play in the backfield.
Against these Wolverines.
1st and 10 to the 25 for Lewerke. Hands it off. Elijah Collins bottled up.
Looks like a counter here from MSU. It's run pretty sloppy though, so blocking assignments are going to be one-on-one block here. You're going to have a double here against 1-4 before the left guard goes out to the linebacker. Then you're going to have a double on Carlo Kemp. I think the goal here is to get one of these linemen out to lineman again. And then you're having this H-back pull across the formation for the end most defender here. And then hand off to Elijah Collins. He has to be following this block. That's got to be the play design here. So you'll see how the play kind of turns out. Elijah Collins is faced with a big mass of bodies here. No real destination. And then by the time he gets there, you got Glasgow and Cam McGrone waiting for him. And that's what happens. So let's look at kind of an area that looks open initially. So on this left side, this guy looks like he's doing pretty well with Aiden Hutchinson. It looks like there's a gap forming here, especially with this guy getting to the linebacker, but I'm guessing this was a counter. That's why we see the bounce back here. The guy who really makes this play, Carlo Kemp, gets a really good jump, and that gets initial penetration to the line. He will get wiped out by this right tackle, but it's good initial penetration. Guy I want you to watch mainly here is Dwumfor. So he's going to take on the double. This guy gets off of him to go to the second level. And then watch Dwumfor really just shuck this guy. And now he's pushing back an additional lineman into the backfield. And he's going to make first contact on the running back right there. So really good job by him despite Carlo Kemp getting blown out here after his initial penetration. But really good job by Dwumfor. That allows the other linebackers to flow as he had a hold of him in the backfield. Yeah, so a really good play from Dwumfor especially.
Play. 3rd down and long. Lewerke. And it's intercepted by...
Lewerke hangs a fade way too short. Let's look at the pass rush for Michigan. So they're running, they're going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the pass rush. You're going to bring the top end here. I think that's Uche straight on here. You're going to run a little stunt with both defensive ends here. They're going to cut to their left. You're going to have Glasgow coming around and McGrone coming around the outside here as well. Pressure doesn't quite get to Lewerke, although Hutchinson is really flying through here, and you're going to have Glasgow as well coming through as well, given it is a quick throw. And, Michigan State has, 7 guys in pass protection right now, so that amount of pressure at the time of the throw, especially given how close or how quick that throw is, that's really good. Looking at the routes for Michigan State, it looks like just a simple fade on the top and bottom of your screen. And then this guy, I don't even know what this guy's running. This guy looks to be just running a slant or a skinny post up the middle. He's going to be bracketed by the safety here, as well as Dax Hill, who has one-on-one coverage with Lavert Hill at the top of your screen. Same with Ambry Thomas. And then you got 2 guys right here. One's probably on the running back here, and then the other one is a spy. So the throw goes to the guy Ambry Thomas is covering. Obviously, it's a very, very short throw. It's really good coverage here. You could say he's a little handsy, but nothing too excessive given how they called this game. Really good job of turning back, finding the ball, and then getting a pick.
Throws on 1st down.
Cleek Hudson kills the guy in this play. Not sure what the pass rush is here for Michigan. You're sending 3 guys at the left side here. And then you're going to have Aiden Hutchinson one-on-one at the bottom of the screen. It's going to open up quite a bit of space here in the middle. I don't know if it's because you have Cleek Hudson here across the middle. A couple guys in zone here. But yeah, actually, Hudson's the only guy who you really have, so I don't know why you leave this much space for Lewerke. Maybe it's to coax the read into this crossing route, but it seems a little strange that you would bring rushers here with nothing on the interior. Given it's a quick throw, you do have a couple guys coming in late, but the throw is relatively uncontested. Looking at the routes here for Michigan State, you're going to have a little kind of a stutter fade here. You're going to have a levels concept here. We have one kind of out route here and then a shorter out route here as well. Crossing route from the outermost wide receiver. And then you're going to have a little hitch route here. Running back Elijah Collins going out here. This actually would have been your best option here, but the first read was across the middle. Or actually, first read looked to be over here before defaulting back to the middle of the field. So yeah, if you look at Elijah Collins has a lot of room here. Dax Hill is the only defender in the area, although this guy technically looks open given this levels concept here that is kind of spaced out, and this looks to be the second read for Lewerke looking across the middle of the field. So he delivers a ball, and it's not going to end well. So everything else is relatively covered outside of that, so it's not really a bad option outside of having Cleek Hudson sitting there in a zone that is a pretty hard read. But yeah, Hudson delivers a blow. Pretty cool GIF material right there.
Back, and they got a sling.
First down. Lewerke sprinting out of the pocket, and it's intercepted. Lavert Hill.
A pick and a flex from Lavert Hill here. Looking at Michigan's pass coverage is pretty interesting. They're dropping back Josh Uche here in coverage. They're going to bring Cam McGrone around the outside here. You're bring Hutchinson off the edge as well as Kemp. And then you're going to actually drop Kwity Paye as well into pass coverage over here. The blocking for Michigan State is just kind of a slide concept here with Elijah Collins in for pass protection, and then you'll have a little half rollout here for Lewerke before throwing to the outside. So given it's another quick play here, Hutchinson was the only real threat, but it's a good cut block out of Collins to eliminate that. The routes for Michigan State, you got a crossing route here on the backside. You have two kind of like pick routes. I wouldn't even call them real routes. They're just kind of going here to try to free up this flat route. That is the first option all the way. That's where the eyes of Lewerke are going here. So it's pretty quick all the way through. Cam McGrone's blitzing off the edge. Michigan's in the zone. Nothing too much else to say. The throw is high and behind. It's actually a really good job of Lavert Hill keeping his distance here, realizing that this pass is something that he'll have a shot on. Deflected pass right into his arms. Gives a little stiff arm to Cody White. Cam McGrone and Hudson join the party, and then he goes out of bounds on purpose to flex on him. So it's an ultimate power play, good turnover, and really nice.
On that running into the punter there.
8:20 to go, Lewerke to throw it, and Lewerke.
Group blitz here for the Michigan defense. You're going to be sending 5 here on the pass rush. Kwity Paye off the edge, Hutchinson off the edge. Carlo Kemp is going to go slightly to his right, and then you're going to bring Jordan Glasgow and Lavert Hill. Don't see him blitzing a whole lot, but he's coming towards this B gap here. So I say it's a group sack because I'd say two main guys here get the pickup here. You got a good push from Carlo Kemp that collapses the pocket, as well as Glasgow putting this guy also into the lap of Lewerke. So it's a really good job by those two especially. I think it's really impressive how well Glasgow's played all season. He really pushes this lineman into Lewerke, plus good movement here from Carlo Kemp to push 66 into the lap of Lewerke as well. Route combinations, you're just going to have running back out of the backfield here. You'll have Cody White doing what looks like a skinny post or something here. You'll have double slant routes here, and then this guy coming out to the outside somewhere. Or actually, no, sorry. He's going up on this sort of hook route, and then these two are going on slant routes here. But by the time, and this guy just kind of stops here, this guy would probably be your best option, but at that point, Lewerke already has a couple defenders in his lap, so not a whole lot of good options. again, the stunts from Dr. Blitz, Don Brown, getting home.
And it just has not gone their way.
Lewerke.
One more blitz, this time for Carlo Kemp. So you're going to be running a little stunt here. Villain, and Uche are cutting, I think this is Uche, are going this way. Carlo Kemp is going to loop around here, one-on-one on here as well. So despite having 5 here for protection, plus Collins on a little play action here, it's not enough. Actually, it's not in play action. Collins is here. He just doesn't do anything. And then you're going to have this is the slant here between these 2 defenders, and the loop around from Kemp is what gets home. This is the natural way that Lewerke goes on his kind of slight rollout here. He only goes this way because it's a good push from Villain here, and that forces Lewerke out of his comfort zone to the right. There just happens to be a Carlo Kemp in the area. You'll notice that the eyes for Lewerke are looking across the middle of the field here. Given that all of these routes are longer developing, nothing comes open until after, and really there's nothing open now. They're just all late developing routes. So given the stunt got home for Michigan, you got all these guys running deep. You're not going to have many options here in the 2.5 seconds that Kemp is actually getting there. So good job by both Villain, Uche on pushing these guys back, allowing forcing Lewerke out of the pocket, out of his comfort zone, to open up Kemp on the outside, who does a good job tracking and finishing the play.